ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਹਮਦਰਦ ਟੀਵੀ। ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੁਰਜੀਤ ਕੌਰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਖਾਸ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ, ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਸੇ ਖਾਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਵਾਈ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਖਾਸ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਕਿ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਕਸਟੋਰਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਕੇਸਿਸ ਕਾਫੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਵਧਦੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਠੱਲ ਪਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਜਾਂ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਜਿੱਠਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਡਿਬੇਟ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਉਠਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ, ਪਰ ਉਹ ਡਿਨਾਈ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ। ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਡਿਬੇਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਸਕੀ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਨੇ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਦੇ ਲੀਡਰ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਪੀਅਰ ਪੋਲੀਐਵ ਜੀ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਸਾਂਝੀ ਕਰਨਗੇ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਸੀ, ਕੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਕਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਣਾ ਸੀ। ਇਸ ਸਭ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਉਹ ਖੁਦ ਹੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਂਝੇ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਐਂਡ ਲੈਟਸ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਪੀਅਰ ਪੋਲੀਐਵ। ਗੁੱਡ ਇਵਨਿੰਗ ਸਰ, ਹਾਊ ਆਰ ਯੂ ਡੂਇੰਗ ਟੁਡੇ?
Good evening, Ms. Kaur. Thank you very much for having me on.
Yeah, and sir, today we are going to talk about the emergency debate. Can you please explain your request in the House of Commons on November 18th for an emergency debate about the ongoing extortion crisis?
Yes, thank you very much. Obviously, I'm visiting Northeast Calgary and Surrey. I met with business owners who have been besieged by threats and extortion over the last year, and they begged me to do something about it. Imagine you own a business. You worked hard all your life. You spent 30 years. You mortgaged your home. You've succeeded. You have 100 employees, and your phone rings, and it's someone on the other line who says, "You need to give me $1 million, or I'm going to shoot up your home, burn down your business, target your children." That is what is happening to countless businesses: Surrey, Northeast Calgary, Brampton, Windsor, other places. So there has been a 330% increase in these extortions ever since the Liberals took office. And that's because the Liberals have eliminated jail time for extortion. If you commit extortion and you get caught, even if you use a gun, you don't even go to jail. You get to do your sentence at home. They've also allowed Bishnoi gang members to come into Canada because they don't check the criminal background check, and they don't even have a self-defense law. So I said we need an emergency debate in Canada's parliament to protect our communities against the Liberal extortion crisis.
Yeah, you just raised this issue in the parliament and the speaker of the house denied this debate. So what do you want to say? Why did he deny this issue?
He didn't offer any explanation. And I'm very sad that he did not, because this is an emergency that the Liberals have caused. Every single Surrey riding is held by a Liberal. And what have they done? Nothing. Every Liberal MP in Surrey voted to let extortion criminals out of jail, to free them from jail and let them do their sentences at home in Liberal Bill C5. Conservatives want to repeal C5, get rid of house arrest, bring in mandatory prison sentences for extortionists, pass a self-defense law, deport from Canada anyone who's doing extortions that is here on a visitor visa, and protect our country from any additional gangsters coming in.
So Mr. Poilievre, as we are talking about the extortion cases, so what do you think, why these kind of cases are popping up day by day? Or do you think it's only because of the Liberal government?
Yes, the Liberal government lowered the criminal penalty for extortion, so you can now commit extortion with a gun and you don't even go to jail. You do the sentence at home. You just have to stay in your living room. And of course they stay at home for a few hours and then they go out the door and do another extortion. Liberal bail has unleashed crime. They have allowed foreign gangsters in the Bishnoi organization to come into Canada without even a criminal background check. They then stay here and extort, even though they're not Canadian citizens or permanent residents. There's no self-defense law, so people can't even protect their homes. So we have to get rid of Liberal bail, Liberal house arrest, Liberal extortion laws, and bring in a tough new crackdown. Mandatory prison sentences for anyone who does extortion. Deportation of any visitor who carries out an extortion while they're here. A self-defense law that allows you to use force against anyone who enters your home unlawfully and threatens your family. This is a conservative plan to stop the extortion and reverse the 500% increase in extortions that have happened in Surrey since the Liberals took office.
And since the emergency debate was denied, what alternative avenues will you pursue to address the extortion crisis? Like, what is your future plan?
Well, my deputy leader, Tim Singh Appalji, will be bringing forward a bill to restore mandatory prison sentences for extortion. We will also bring in a self-defense bill before the House of Commons. We encourage everyone to vote for self-defense. And we will be calling for all of the Bishnoi gang members visiting Canada to be deported.
And sir, how do you plan to keep the pressure on the government to take action on this issue?
Well, I've already asked the Prime Minister about it in question period. He had no answers, but I will be raising it again in the House of Commons. There will be speeches, motions, new bills, all brought forward to apply the pressure and stop the extortion.
And Mr. Poilievre, how confident are you that you can effectively address this issue without an emergency debate?
It's going to be hard. I mean, the Liberals are not serious about it. They've been talking and talking and talking, but they won't do anything. We need a new Conservative government that will do a full crackdown on extortion, mandatory prison sentence for extortion, deportation for gangsters visiting Canada, self-defense law. All of those things will happen with a new Conservative government so that the community can feel safe again, like they did before the Liberal government.
Yeah. And so what bills have the Conservatives tabled under your leadership to combat violent crime and reduce occurrences of the extortion? Like recently you talked about the Deputy Leader of Conservative that they are going to bring the bill. Anything else you want to add?
Yes, Arpan Khanna, Member of Parliament for Oxford, has introduced a bill called Jail Not Bail. Jail Not Bail. This is an idea of making sure that anyone who has a long track record of prior crime, who gets newly arrested on another offense, is kept behind bars rather than being automatically released from prison. That would leave the criminals in jail. We know that Canada does not have many criminals, but the ones we do have, they do a tremendous amount of crime. So we're looking at passing Jail Not Bail, which would lock up the criminals and keep them out of your streets. You, your family, your business, your children are safe.
Yeah. And so recently Liberal government released their budget. So do you want to talk anything about the budget? Are you satisfied or unsatisfied?
It's the most costly budget in Canadian history. Mark Carney has doubled the deficit Justin Trudeau left behind. He's added, his deficit is $16 billion bigger than he promised during the election. The parliamentary budget officer says that it threatens our credit rating. All these massive deficits and all the debt that Trudeau and Mark Carney are adding to our country will drive up inflation and the cost of living. More money, more time. When government spends money it doesn't have, it causes inflation. And we see food prices, housing costs, and other cost of living increases fall on the shoulders of working families. So we need to cut back on bureaucracy, consultants, corporate welfare, foreign aid, handouts to us, phony asylum claimants, so we can bring down taxes, inflation, and debt. You deserve an affordable life to afford food, afford homes, afford a family, and afford to hope.
Yeah, recently one news channel released a report and there was mentioned that the Canadians are thinking that they are going to lose their jobs in 2026 as the economy is going down very badly.
Yes, Mark Carney is ruining our economy, driving up the cost of living, killing jobs, and people are suffering. They're crying in the streets. When I meet with them in places like Surrey and Brampton, they can't pay their mortgages, their tax bills are so high. We need to fix this, and we can fix it. We should cut taxes on work, investment, energy, and home building. Get rid of the capital gains tax for anyone who reinvests in Canada. Lower the income tax so you can keep more of your paycheck. But to do that, we have to bring down the cost of government and bring down the cost of living.
Yeah, and Mr. Poilievre, today we talked about the extortion crisis. So, last but not the least, what message do you have for the communities across Canada that you say are being terrorized by this extortion crisis?
You don't have to live like this. You worked hard all your life. You followed the law. You don't have to live in this terror and this fear. We have a conservative plan that's going to end extortion and make our streets safe and peaceful so that you can play with your children, start a business, hire workers, serve your customers, and build a beautiful, safe life that you were promised here in Canada.
Yeah. That's it for today's interview. Thank you so much, Mr. Poilievre, for giving us your spacious time. Thank you.
Great to be with you. Thank you.
ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਸੀ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਖਾਸ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਵਾਈ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਦੇ ਲੀਡਰ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਪੀਅਰ ਪੋਲੀਏਵ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਸਾਂਝੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਐਕਸਟੋਰਸ਼ਨ ਕ੍ਰਾਈਸਿਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਡੀਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁਣ ਬਿੱਲ ਲਿਆਂਦਾ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਕੀ ਕਾਰਵਾਈ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਵੇਗੀ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਰੀਸੈਂਟਲੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਐਮਰਜੈਂਸੀ ਡਿਬੇਟ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਉਠਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ, ਪਰ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਪੀਕਰ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਹਾਊਸ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇਹ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਡਿਨਾਈ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ, ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਫਿਲਹਾਲ ਸਾਡੀ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਨਾ ਹੀ। ਬਣੇ ਰਹੋ ਹਮਦਰਦ ਟੀਵੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦਿਓ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ। ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।